Welcome to everything you need to know about imaginary friends. My name is SimShaddyy, aka Goofy Little Sims Girl, and if you don't know me, I am basically pretending it's 2014 and I'm going through The Sims 4 pack for pack as a new player. Adventure Awaits brings imaginary friends. So I learned all I could about imaginary friends and I would love to break it all down for us. Imaginary friends can be found on default lots within Gibby Point, but otherwise in the toy section they can be purchased here. They cost about $500 though, so it ain't cheap. When you first purchase your Imagine Me doll, you can get 2 interactions with them. You can either play or tell them a secret. You also have the option to choose their personality, as there is a few to choose from, and you can even rename your imaginary Me doll. At the moment, she's called Crafty Kid, aka Coraline. You'll see why soon. And then the last option is you can turn into an imaginary friend. There are 3 different ways to transform your Imagine Me doll into an imaginary friend. You can befriend the doll by doing interactions like tell secret or play. You could also bring your creativity skill to level 3, or the last way you can do it is by neglecting your social need. It doesn't take many interactions to turn them from acquaintances to friends so that you can bring them to life. And once you do, this option will become available. You'll get a pop-up asking you if you're sure to change them into an imaginary friend. The reason that they ask you if you're sure is because you cannot change the personality of your imaginary friend. Like we saw, there are 4 options for the personality and you can choose from any one of the 4, but once you turn them into an imaginary friend, it cannot be undone. Once you turn them into an imaginary friend, you'll have a really cool animation pop up to show you. Imaginary friends can only be seen by your sim, child sim. You can pretty much talk to them just like any other child sim, but you do have some special interactions in the imaginary friend category. One of the options is friend to the end. This is able to be unlocked when you're close enough friends, so it's locked until you have a very strong relationship. The second option is to get an imaginary boost. Imaginary boosts are determined based off the personality. You'll get a positive bonus moodlet with this. You get a pop-up talking about the power of imagination and how imagination and friendship can do amazing things. So this inspired moodlet came because we have a creative imaginary friend. So this feature will definitely change depending on the personality. The last option you see is say goodbye forever. This option is available for if you no longer want an imaginary friend. Keep in mind, this cannot be undone. If you want an imaginary friend again, you will have to start from scratch with a new one. It sends them back to imaginary land indefinitely, which is kind of cray-cray. Like, why would you do that? I'm keeping mine for life. There is also some really cool interactions that come with imaginary friends that happen on its own. One of them being when you are doing your homework with your imaginary friend, you will get a moodlet. It's a confident moodlet talking about being cheered on by your imaginary friend. It makes skill-based learning activities like homework go by a bit faster. As you're becoming closer with your imaginary friend, they will start to offer you formative moments, which is a new feature in the Adventures Await expansion pack. This one, for example, is talking about loving books and potentially Matilda becoming a famous author. Wow, my imaginary friend knows a thing or two. Are you my manager? Feels like it. Another cool pop-up that comes up is when you're just chilling with your imaginary friend, they even offer to do something with you. In this one, it's talking about the new papercraft item that you can purchase in Build Buy, asking us if we would like to do that with them, encouraging that creativity. When you go to sleep, your imaginary friend will autonomously go back into Imagine Me doll. There is a base game feature that spawns a monster under your child sim's bed, and what's really cool about the imaginary friend is they notice that you're scared and they autonomously wake up. They come to life because they want to come and protect your child sim, which is so cute. And most of the time your imaginary friend gets scared with you, so you're both just scared together at that point. Tell me that's not Coraline. What? Buttons for eyes? Now it's about how to turn your imaginary friend into a real person. First and foremost, you need to be a teen. Second of all, you need to be friends with your imaginary friend. Once you've aged up, you can press on your Imagine Me doll and offer to make real. Your Imagine Me doll will then turn into your imaginary friend, which will then make the animation come up, turning your imaginary friend into a real person. again. Not looking like Coraline now, hey. When you make your imaginary friend into a real person, they will get a randomized name and they will also get random traits as well. Luckily in this case, we got creative, which makes a lot of sense. They get added to your household, so boom, you got a new person. And in this case, we have Giselle. Everything with your imaginary friend can be altered in CAS, so you can change anything you'd like about them. You'll just have to use the cheat CAS.full-edit mode. Depending on which imaginary friend you brought to life, you'll unlock a new outfit that is dedicated to them. So if you want to dress as a teenager as your imaginary doll, you can definitely do so. Another thing that is randomized as well is your sexual orientation. In this case, romance is with no one, but mess around is with men and women. I've even had it when they have no one for mess around and for romance, so it just depends. Again, everything can be modified. So if you want, you can end up marrying your imaginary friend. And I mean, who wouldn't want that? When you've brought them to life, they basically have the same interactions as does any sim. I haven't personally been able to find any special interactions, but I would love to find out if you find any. I hope this video helped you if you didn't know anything with imaginary friends. Being a new player, I like to make videos that would have helped me when I started playing this pack. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. I'm gonna wrap this one up here. SimShaddyy is out. Bye! We broke down imaginary friends, y'all. We got into it. We got into the nitty-gritty. Break it down now, y'all.